I am a Quickshot, Trevor Quickshot Henry. I am a South African League of Legends player living in Berlin, Germany. And I'm going to be getting more and more involved in the shoutcasting and commentary side of things. Today, we're going to be looking after the ESL Go4LoL Cup number 86. Nearly 400 teams have registered, and we're already kicking off with round 1. So let's quickly bring up the tournament tree. You'll notice that here's the tournament tree at the moment. I'm going to do a quick scroll down just to give you an idea of the scale and the number of teams that have actually signed up. Luckily, I have been appointed as an official caster as well, so I'm going to be sticking around for as long as is possible. And we've got our first game as already booked. It's going to be an all-German affair between Pipe and Glücksbereichs. Sorry, I can't speak German, so I'm ruining that. I do apologize. I also just realized I'm showing you the tournament tree without actually even showing you the tournament tree. So here's the tree, guys. Huge number of teams signed up. We're going to be following the Glücksbereichs in their first match, and we're already into the picks and bans. Bans have already gone through. Shen, Hecarim, Ari being the first bans for the Glücks. And Team Pipe have banned out Cassidon and Morgana and Shaco. So Shaco being a pretty high-level ranked ban, but not necessarily one of the top bans when it comes to the competitive play. Taking a look at first pick, Glücks is going to be the first guys to pick up their first pick champion. And just taking a look at the players, Floriax is going to be in the jungle, Dibble is going to be playing top, Ratzel on support, Her1 in center, and Miller is going to be playing AD. And first pick is going to be Janna. Picking support first, of course, is the safe bet. You don't get counter-picked. It's always smarter to pick a support first and not reveal your hand, not give away too much information. For anybody that is on the stream that hasn't said hello in chat, please feel free to introduce yourselves. Say hello, share some love. We'll be keeping an eye on the chat as well as on IRC. If you hit up #Quickshot or esl.lol.west. The enemy team of Pipe is now locking in a Soraka and Cassiopeia. So we've pretty much got our mid and our support locked in. A bit brave showing Cassiopeia quite early, because what it does is it allows the team of Glück to leave their center pick to last, or pick a counter now, and once again, start counter picking. If they do a counter pick to Cassiopeia, then it leaves Pipe having to pick another champion, AD carry or jungler, and it allows Glück to counterpick them once more. So first pick is very powerful. And it looks like we've got a Kog'Maw and Nocturne locked in. Kog'Maw has been playing a little bit more often AP mid, but his primary focus, primary position is, of course, AD carry on the bot lane. So that's most likely where we're going to see him. Combine his Bioarcane Barrage with the Janna Eye of the Storm. It increases the attack damage. The percentage hit points attacks from his W ability of just going to be shredding champions. And now we've got quite an interesting pick here. We've got a Mundo and a Maokai. Maokai and Mundo are both, sort of flavor of the month junglers. I mean, Maokai's been around for quite a while. Really, really well known in the jungle. That long range snare, that mini knockup, really powerful ganks, and very, very powerful from early on. Combine that with his Vengeful Maelstrom ultimate, reduces the damage a huge percent. I believe it's 20% damage reduction on all abilities and spells within the radius. It's a huge, huge, huge team fight benefit to your team. But what makes it very interesting is that means one of those champions is going to jungle and one of those champions is going to top lane. And I'm going to be led to believe it's going to be Mundo in the top lane and potentially a Lee Sin in the top as well. So we've had a disconnect really, really quickly. I don't know if this is a client problem or a player-related problem. So we're going to keep an eye on the game screen at the minute. I'm going to pull up my camera because they are about to start putting in passwords, and I'd rather have the passwords off screen. So I'll tell you what we'll do is we'll pick up our tournament tree. Have a quick look at the tournament tree at the minute. So 38 viewers that have joined in, thank you very much for joining. I am Quickshot. We are looking after the ESL EU West Go4LoL Cup number 86 with how many teams registered? Let's have a quick look at the number here. 385 teams registered for the Cup. So it's going to be a huge tournament. And I'm going to be here all day long with you guys, looking after the event. I am ready to go. And we're pretty much just waiting for the first game to get kicked off, guys. So come say hello in IRC. Come say hello on chat. And yeah, I've got a fantastic message. Big Matter 16. Quickshot needs to get more famous. It's only going to happen with you guys. So spread the words, share the love. Let everybody know that there is a random South African dude casting. And let them know about our the awesome Yoda Says Relax shirt. This is the policy for today. This is the theme that we're going for. We're still waiting on the brief disconnect. What I can point out at the moment, though, is I have to keep the thing off screen. No, we can't pull it up. There's no password here. So let's go monitor inlay cam. You can have a look at the ELO ratings at the minute. I have been invited to the game by Floriex. He is playing for Glücksbereichs. It's a German word. I'm sorry. I'm ruining it. I don't speak your language. Average ELO sitting around the 1600 to 1700 mark. 16, 16, 17, 1500. As opposed to the 1300s or 1400s of Team Pipe. This is both German teams at the moment. So the ELO rating is potentially showing that Glux might be able to take the first win. But of course, it all comes down to picks. It all comes down to how you actually play. We should hopefully be able to rush through the picks and bans. And moving through the first bans, just, bans for both champions is going to have to be a mirror just to make sure that both teams follow the rules, follow the regulations. And we're just going to rush through this just a few more seconds. So it's going to be interesting to see a Dr. Mundo versus Lee Sin in the top lane. Nocturne's most likely going to be the jungler. With his paranoia, that ultimate of his, clearing vision and allowing him to jump a huge distance, especially at ranks 2 and 3, it makes it very, very difficult to defend against that. Even the best warding in the game isn't going to save you from a paranoia when Nocturne can be on you in a second and a half, 2 seconds of travel time. But I'm not sure how Mundo versus Lee Sin will work out on that top lane. I feel that in the early levels, Lee Sin's going to be able to beat and batter that Mundo around. He's going to be able to keep harassing, throw out that Hadouken with his Q. He's going to be able to slap him in the face with his Tempest Cripple. And then, of course, with his Iron Will, his W shield, he's just going to be able to mitigate some of that AoE and those meat cleavers to the face. But I do think that if Mundo can survive the early levels, get a little bit of hit points, or maybe a little bit of armor, once he hits level 6, I don't see a Lee Sin taking out Mundo at level 6 with his ultimate going on. If Mundo's playing a bit passive, if Mundo's playing a bit safely. So it's going to come down to player skill, it's going to come down to positioning, and of course the early game harass, and whether or not Nocturne's going to put some pressure onto this top lane. This is, of course, assuming Mundo goes top lane and they don't do something completely unorthodox and throw a Maokai in the top lane. What we do see for the minute is Her1, on behalf of the Glücksbereich, picking Galio. So this is going to be a safe anti-push strat, or just to, keeps Cassiopeia on the back foot. Galio is, of course, going to be able to just use those gusts and resonating strike abilities of his, deal huge AoE damage and clear out the creep waves, and keep Cassiopeia pushed back. Keep Cassiopeia at least having to use her mana and use her own poison and AoE to keep farming. I think it's going to be a farm fest. I think Cassiopeia up until about level 4, level 5 will have the advantage. She'll be able to keep putting those dots down, keep spitting out that acid. And it's going to keep Galio under pressure, because he does need a few levels before he can really clear waves effectively. And on the bottom lane, we're going to see Vayne Soraka versus Kog'Maw Janna. So, long range, slightly more bursty comp in the form of Kog'Maw with his Bio-Arcane Barrage, with that vomity sludge he can spit up, and of course his ultimate of the Living Artillery. So, really, really going to be interesting on that bottom lane. The short range and the sustain of Soraka in combination with Vayne, as opposed to the burst shield proc of Kog'Maw Janna. So not a huge amount of crowd control. Knock up and slow from Kog'Maw and Janna. And there's the first of the bugs. You'll notice active game is not found. I've been keeping an eye on a few of the other streamers and a few of the other tournament casters. And even though this little error message pops up, it doesn't actually affect the game. I'm hoping. So 2 minutes 30. We're into the countdown at the minute. As predicted, it is going to be Mundo in the top lane against Lee Sin. Flash ignites. No exhaust at the minute for the German team of Pipe, who is on the right-hand side. They'll be the purple team. And that's going to be very interesting because Kog'Maw, Lee Sin, and Nocturne all are going to scale off attack damage and attack speed. So not having an exhaust is going to be very, very difficult to shut them down, especially if this goes to the late game. If this hits the 35, 40-minute mark and Cogmore is able to get full items, he's just going to be melting people, and especially not having an exhaust on their team. I think the combination is slightly better for the Glux boys on the left-hand side. For our blue team, you've got the AoE taunt from Idol of Durand. Completely had a brain fart there. The Idol of Durand of Galio has got a decent range to it. It's going to pull everybody and they're going to focus them onto him. It's going to allow Nocturne, Cogmore, and Lee Sin to just batter them in the face and keep beating them in the face. The problem that they'd have at the minute is they don't have a really big bursty AP champion. Yes, Galio deals some decent magic damage, but he's not a mage. He's not a Cassiopeia that can really just melt people's faces with magic damage. So we're going to have to see how that works out. If Pipe can prioritize armor and mitigate some of this physical damage, it's going to be able to shut them down and really going to put some pressure onto them. So, yeah, 1 minute left on the game screen, guys. I'd love for you to say hi in chat. I can maybe ruin your nickname. We have PWD team, Big Mata 16. I already shared some love there. You're awesome. Thank you very much for the kind words. Mustard. It's an S followed by a Z. Mustard. What's up, man? Eddie Car 94. Greetings. Thank you for joining in. Spread the word. Let everybody know that the first game is about to go live. And, of course, this is the ESL Go4LoL Cup number 86. We have an all-German affair for this first game. Let's quickly have a look at the two teams. Maybe someone can show me how to enunciate this name. Glucksbergis. That sounds right. If I'm applying some Afrikaans, then maybe that means happy mountains. Maybe I'm right. Lucky Bears. There we go. Lucky Bears. All right. So they're going to be the Lucky Bears team. At least I'm not going to be decimating and ruining their official German name. And Dave I, or one Davey Y, Davey Y, however I'm meant to say your name, greetings. You have a shout out. I love you. You're awesome. Davey I. There we go. You're going to be Davey I have decided. WW54, greetings. For everybody that is in chat, WW54 is my girlfriend. So hello, hi, I miss you. Ageless, legendary, thank you for joining. Thank you for saying hi. So let's have a look at the minute. Everybody knows in League of Legends, the skin war is going to determine the victor of the game. So looking at the fact that Janna and Nocturne are wearing some skins, as well as Cassiopeia and Vayne on the bottom. I don't know. Where's the vote, guys? Where's the vote? Share some love in chat. Halloween Nocturne going all spooky. Or Desperado Cassiopeia. I mean, she's still a snake, but she's still kind of hot, right? Loading screen is coming up. We've got a couple of other guys jumping into chat. King Cool, King Keel, or Perky. Perky, you're going with Perky. I don't care what your name is on Twitch. You are Perky. And Diagnostic, you're the spider behind me on the wall. So thanks for joining in. Thanks for saying hi. Blue team wins from Linshin. I'd love to see that as well. Janna's a very, very good champion. And I just suck with her, though. I can't get those tornadoes 100% right. Thank you guys for tuning in. We are live. This is the ESL Go4LoL Cup number 86. Following Pipe versus Lucky Bears. This is an all-German affair. And you can already see Boots Pots being the overall meta for the Lucky Bears. Boots Pots for 4 of the 5 champions. And Pipe opting for the Dorans. Doran's Blades, Doran's Shield. Micah and Soraka slightly longer to load into the game world. For anybody that doesn't know, the objective of League of Legends is, of course, to destroy your enemy's nexus. It is blue team versus purple team. And in order to blow up the nexus, you need to create a path there. You need to take out all the turrets along the way. And it looks as though neither of the German sides are willing to play risky here. There was a couple of early pings implying aggression, but they decided not to go for it. And there's a few more pings on the map. You can see the blue and the purple, so it'll let you know exactly which team is pinging what and what they're thinking. You know, maybe they're coordinating a little bit, pointing out where they'd like to go, pointing out maybe what the plans are. Very defensive start here at the moment. Both teams, Pipe and Lucky Bears, setting up defensively, making sure that their jungle's not invaded, making sure they don't give up first blood early. But what you do notice is we have a very early ward here from the team of Lucky Bears. Very, very aggressive ward, and this is exactly what it's for. They now know where Cassiopeia is. They now know that Cassiopeia is defending their blue buff. And of course, if Cass is defending their blue buff, it's likely that Lucky Bears can invade and steal the red buff. Chatzel, it's awesome to see you in chat. Thank you for coming by. Thank you for saying hi. Even if it isn't your cup of tea, it's my absolute addiction. So this is my true love. And 1 minute 45, you'll see now the creeps have spawned. So they're moving down into lane, carrying down the little melee creeps and the little caster creeps in the background. And the big buff is going to spawn in about 5 seconds time at 2 minutes. It is up and available. So the teams are going to start picking up these buffs. They'll probably give this to Lee Sin, or it's going to go to Nocturne actually. So that'll help him speed up his jungle path. This is the Elder Lizard buff. If you have a look at the tanks there, it slows the enemy target and applies a damage over time that lasts for several seconds. Lee Sin wasn't only able to help steal that buff, but he's back in lane before he even loses a single creep. So we've got some pings now on the blue buff. Galio's coming over. He's going to throw one of his big balls of exploding air and pulls that Ancient Golem for Nocturne. And Nocturne double buff at 2.5, 3 minutes time is going to be very, very difficult to deal with. He's going to clear these waves really, really quickly. And it's just going to allow him to farm and get the levels up faster. The quicker Nocturne gets to level 6, the more powerful his ganks are. I think the lanes to watch, though, is definitely going to be this top lane. Going to have to keep a close eye on Lee Sin and Mundo, because I think Mundo's going to be able to manhandle... Lee Sin's going to be able to manhandle Mundo. Those meat cleavers, they're going to hurt, but they're not going to deal much damage once he's able to buff up his shield, buff up his Iron Will and his W, and regenerate some of that hit points. So very passive starts at the minute, not much aggression from most of the players. Playing it fairly safe, trying to work towards those items. But in the first 3.5 minutes, you can already see a 200 gold deficit on the top left-hand side. Some aggression there from Vayne. She uses her tumble, rolls forward, is landing some damage onto Kog'Maw. Kog'Maw's turning the tables, though, with the Janna Shield and Bio-Arcane Barrage. Just takes away those hit points from Vayne. And it was looking pretty even, but what's going to be very difficult now for Kog'Maw and Janna is they don't have a heal. Soraka's going to be able to just top off Vayne, replenish those hit points, and, replace the missing health. Fairly low at the minute, and Soraka is only level 2. But once she starts getting a few more levels, those heals are going to start hitting 150, 200, 250 hit point heals. And it's just going to keep Vayne really happy, really comfortable, and really safe in lane. The gold difference has already grown to 400 gold. And what that means is the German team of Lucky Bears are simply a little bit more effective on their last hitting mechanics. So this is, of course, going to change a little bit because we've got a huge creep wave here pushing up into this bottom lane. Each creep is worth around 20 gold. You'll have a look at the gold counters popping up above Vayne as she managed to pick them up. That's 17 for that little guy. Misses one little one. Well, misses one at the minute. And we've got a gank coming in the top lane here. Maokai coming in with blue buff, and you'll see him. He'll do his twisted advance. It's going to close a huge gap and land the snare. There's the snare, followed by a small knockup. Just missing the knockup. Lee Sin managing to move out of the way there with his Iron Will, jumping to a friendly creep. And as soon as he's moved away, just coming back, Mundo throwing those cleavers to his face, stabbing Lee Sin, but every time he's got that little shield up, he can activate the ability a secondary time, and it gives him some life steal, gives him some life back. A little to the left, webcam to the left. I wish I could. It's actually on a tripod at the minute. All right, the champion spotlight. That I can do. Give me 1 second while I move this, guys. Is that a little bit better lined up? A little bit of feedback in chat would be great. And then you can see each individual champion, each individual item. So having a look now at the farming, let's see how Lee Sin does here on this last hits. He's going to pick up a few. Nocturne is coming to just scare Mundo away. Put some damage down. He lands his Dust Trail, and he burns the flash. Mundo popping his flash very, very early. Very, very defensively. That means that for the next 2.5 minutes, Mundo's flash is going to be on cooldown. You can see that on the right-hand side of the screen there, guys. It's a 265-second cooldown. And so, I don't know math, but that's approaching, what's that, 4 minutes? 4 minutes and a bit, around there. So if Nocturne comes up to gank again, it's going to be able to pretty much guarantee a kill. If he can apply a slow and get that fear off, it's going to be a dead Dr. Mundo. Instead, Nocturne is moving to the jungle. He's stealing some creeps away from the enemy jungler. And that gap is increasing again. We're up to a 900 gold, or make that 800 gold lead. Nocturne looking for a gank. He's lost the red buff, so he's not going to be able to apply that slow that he would want to. And Cassiopeia playing very defensively. You see she's on her side of the river, not overextending, not pushing further than she needs to. Kog'Maw on the bottom lane still has 1 potion left, but once he takes some more harass and some more damage from this Vayne Soraka combo and uses that last potion, he's pretty much screwed in lane. And what I mean by that is he has no more sustain. Any damage he takes is going to be there. Arcane Barrage along with the shield. He's returning some huge damage onto this Vayne at the minute. And Vayne is just going to move back. Vayne used her tumble. She rolls forward. And every time she does one of those little roly-polies, she deals bonus damage to the enemy champion or enemy target that she hits. So she rolled forward, but wasn't expecting the Arcane Barrage, followed by the knockup from Janna. And just took way more damage, but look at that heal. 1/3 of her health bar just completely returned from a single heal from Soraka. That heal does have a fairly high cooldown though. It is about 20 seconds. So yes, she's able to return the hit points now, but what's going to happen is once Kog'Maw picks up a little bit more levels and maybe 1 or 2 items, if they can just keep putting the pressure down, keep putting the attack damage down, it's going to keep Vayne completely out of this game. Kog'Maw's been left solo to defend this lane, and he uses his slow defensively. Throws that slime out, the Void Ooze. Vayne is still chasing though, and Vayne gains speed buffs. First one is picked up in the top lane. While I'm looking at the bottom, Summoner Heal used. Vayne keeps pushing. She's got the tumble. She's got the silver bolts ticking. With the slow, it might be enough. Janna moves in there, manages to pick up a reply kill, and now Soraka's left alone in the bottom lane. Completely turned around. Galio's even come down for this. He's going to hit the grenade, which he'll pick up an assist at the very least, and this may open up Dragon. So first blood was picked up in the top lane, 1v1, completely Lee Sin solo, was able to pick it up. While all of that was happening, Nocturne manages to steal the blue buff from the enemy team, and Kog'Maw's pressured on the bottom lane. So sadly, I only have 1 camera, guys. I can't focus on all of it, and I didn't actually even notice the Lee Sin on the top lane. But this is going to be a very early Dragon. 8.5 minutes, some damage going down onto Nocturne. He's going to have to be careful here, because if he keeps taking damage, Dragon may be able to kill him. No one's around to secure the kill, though. If Maokai can commit, maybe going to be enough. Dragon has reset a little bit. It's going to replenish a little bit of their lives. And the reason this is particularly difficult, guys, is that they are low level and they don't have any items. So they're relying on their base damage and, of course, the abilities that they currently have. So with the 3 kills and the Dragon, and of course the farming advantage at the moment already, 69 creeps for Kog'Maw. Yeah, if you know what I mean. And 42 for Vayne. All right, let's actually look at something instead of staring at the grass. On the top lane, you got 60 creeps for Lee Sin to the 23 of Mundo. So Lee Sin isn't only manhandling Dr. Mundo, he's completely in control of his lane. If you take 40 creep kills, times it by about 20 gold, you're talking around about 800 gold difference at the 9-minute mark. That's half of a big item. Kog'Maw, with Dragon and the kill and assist, is able to pick up his Berserker's Greaves and Regal's Lantern outright at 9 minutes. And this is just going to give him sustain, it's going to give him armor, it's going to give him damage, and it's going to make it really difficult for this Vayne Soraka combo. Lee Sin once again controlling this top lane. He's not even trying to put pressure on Mundo. He's really just trying to focus on last hitting, pick up as many creep kills as possible. That'll of course lead to items. And having a look in the middle lane into second, because we didn't actually look at their creep score. Cassiopeia on 45 to the 46 of Galio. So what that leads me to believe is there's probably been a lot of champion pressure. The top lane and the bottom lane out-farming your solo mids means that the solo mids have probably been poking one another, using their spells, using their mana to hit each other, as opposed to focusing on farming. A second blue buff is up, and this of course spawns every 5 minutes. So that's going to go to Galio, and we got some pressure on this bottom lane here. Vayne is pushing, was trying to set something up, but Maokai just wasn't close enough to set up any twisted advances, wasn't able to land the snare or land the small knockup. Thank you, Mr. Big Matter. Thank you for joining. To the viewers who may not know, I am Quickshot. This is a South African accident. And not accident. I'm not an accent. This is a South African accent. Yes, we all sound this amazing, and yes, we all sound this sexy. I'm going to be getting more and more involved in the Go4LoL. This is Go4LoL number 86. 380 team bracket. Nocturne is invading on these wraiths. He's taken a sapling to the face, manages to pick up the big wraith though, and Cassiopeia is coming over. She's going to be able to deal some huge damage that slows down. Paranoia from Nocturne isn't going to be enough though. He manages to jump a small distance away. Galio's going to get a full ultimate down. Ignite is on Cassiopeia. He's not going to be able to land the final killing blow, and Maokai's going to start bashing him in the face a little bit. So that's a reply kill from Nocturne. Maokai's going to keep pushing, but he doesn't really have a huge amount of damage. If he commits to this tower dive, it might be a problem. Galio is able to just walk away. He didn't need to burn any of his summoners. You see he still has flash available and off cooldown. And the top tower is already killed. Lee Sin was able to pick up another kill. And while I'm looking at the turret, tower dive from Kog'Maw and Janna. So I really need to be paying more attention to this minimap, guys. So I will be doing that. I apologize about missing those kills. I'm keeping an eye on what's happening here at the minute. I don't need to be modest when I've got this awesome accent cal yet. Kill score is 6-1 at the minute. 6,000 gold lead. The lanes are really being dominated. Kog'Maw on 100 CS at the 12-minute mark. That's as near to perfect as is possible. Vayne, she's used her ultimate now. Hunter in the night, she's trying to apply some damage, gets a fantastic stun onto Kog'Maw. That's just going to shut him down. If it wasn't for that stun, you've seen the damage going down onto Vayne. That would have been another death for Vayne in this bottom lane. She's 0-2 at the minute. And really good positioning, good placement on that knockback. One more hit, second hit. If the living artillery lands, the tumble from Vayne just getting it to safety. Cassiopeia's now pushed up this middle lane. And Kog'Maw, even with that low health, is just playing super aggressive. 12.5 minutes. The second turret's down. Vayne is playing aggressively again. Wish is used. Summoner heal's used as well. Silver bolts are proccing, but Soraka's too far. Soraka's not in range for the heal. She's going to pop that infuse onto Kog'Maw, so it's going to be the silence. The slow has come down from Janna. Look at the range from Kog'Maw. His Arcane Barrage is about to run out, though. Cooldown is almost finished. Heal had to be used. 1 or 2 more attacks. There's the wish from Soraka now. Finally, Janna is able to walk away. Maoka's going to start putting some pressure. The knockup is down. Maelstrom is down as well. He's going to pop it, but not much damage being done. Means it doesn't have a huge amount of damage in return. And even with the low health Kog'Maw, he may be able to get away. If Galio can get in there, he's going to apply the slun. Shield from Janna is going to save Maokai at the last second. 1 or 2 more attacks would have been able to kill that Kog'Maw, but fantastic Eye of the Storm. Really good coordination and great teamwork. You noticed Galio leaving mid to come there. He doesn't mind the damage on his tower. He doesn't mind Cassio pushing, because giving away kills, giving away gold is way more valuable than potentially losing a tower. 7,500 gold difference at the minute. 13.5 minutes gone already. And this is looking like it's going to be a 20-minute surrender. The average League of Legends games can go 35 to 40 minutes long. But of course, when a team starts snowballing like this, they're going to tower dive. Look at Nocturne. Look at Lee Sin. They're setting up in the bush. Galio, ultimate, Idol of Durand. Powerball, the paranoia from Nocturne. He's taking huge damage. Has to pop the flash because Nocturne pulled the tower aggro. As Galio was not actually dealing any damage, the turret wasn't able to hit him. And look at that damage. 1 grenade, 2 attacks from Lee Sin, and 1 additional resonating strike from his Q. Completely melts Maokai under that tree. 10-1 is the gold, is the score. 10,000 gold the difference. And what I was trying to say then was Galio committed with his ultimate, Idol of Durand, but he didn't apply any damage. So the second Nocturne landed with Paranoia, the turret immediately went, hey, what's up, dude? You're hitting my champion. It's time for me to shoot you in the face. And as soon as the turret started pulling that aggro on Nocturne, he did have to use his flash to get away. While this is happening, however, Kog'Maw has already finished his Phantom Dancer, and look at that. 4 attacks, 5 attacks, 6 attacks, drops Mundo from full health to a 3rd hit points. And that's meant to be a tanky Mundo. That's meant to be an unkillable Mundo. Mundo goes where he pleases. Each game is around 40 minutes. This tournament is a 386 team bracket. It is a single elimination tournament. So Maokai's committing. He's been landed on the slow, and he's just staying in the face of Kog'Maw. He's returned. Twisted Advantage is going to snare him. Lee Sin does have some low life, but along with the damage in the ultimate, it's just going to melt Maokai. Maokai and Vayne committing 2 versus 4. It's just not having survivability, not having the damage to finish off Lee Sin or Kog'Maw. And Kog'Maw, Phantom Dancer, Wriggles Lantern, 5 kills, 3 deaths, 3 assists, is literally just going to melt faces. As this is a 384 team bracket, single elimination, call it 40 minutes per game. I believe it takes about 7 to 9 hours to finish in total. And I'm going to be here for the long run, hopefully casting all the way to the final. And we have a 15-minute Baron. This giant worm only spawned 45 seconds ago. And wisely, the Lucky Bears are moving back. They are ahead. They are very strong. But they don't have enough items or levels to tank Baron Nashor. Baron Nashor is the most powerful creep in the game. Sitting with, how many hit points is that? 10,000 hit points. When you look at the damage at the minute, Kog'Maw dealing 116, Nocturne 120, 140 for the Lee Sin. You can imagine to take off 10,000 hit points of damage, it takes a long time. This is the first round of the Go4LoL, so this is a all-German affair, single elimination knockout tournament. And we were invited to the game by Floriax. The jungle Nocturne on the team for Lucky Bears. They do have a German name, but I'm not going to destroy it. I'm not going to insult the German teams, the German language anymore. So I'll stick to calling them Lucky Bears. And you'll notice now at the minute, what the German team of Pipe, who are playing purple, are doing is they're grouping up, okay? They know that they cannot win 1v1. They know that they are out-farmed and they're out, the items, they're just simply not in the same league. I mean, Janna is committing to a fight here. 1 versus 3. Galio's jumping in. Idol of Duran manages to catch 3. Really, really well played. Paranoia from Nocturne comes in. And Cassiopeia ultimate manages to stun 3. Overcommitment and overcocky here from the Lucky Bears is going to result in 1, maybe 2 deaths. But the Pipe had to tear everything apart there to save that. Wish and Summoner Heal is going to then kill up. Manage to save Vayne for the time being. Living Artillery isn't enough to pick up the final kill. But while they tower dive, Galio and Janna just picking up the damage along with the Ignite and 1 or 2 auto attacks. Mundo goes down as well. And what looked like a great fight for Pipe just turns on its head the second Kog'Maw jumps in there. Kog'Maw moving in with his Living Artillery. He's trying to pick up some vision. Every single one of those little acid globules lands on one of the enemy champions. It deals damage to the value of 140 damage. But more importantly, it gives you vision of those champions. It lets you see where they're going. It lets you see what they're doing. And of course, it allows you to plan, make your decisions more effectively. So this is going to cost an inner turret. It's going to cost some creeps as well in the forest. You'll notice that Lucky Bears will probably move and start clearing out the Wolf camp, the Wraith camp. And Lee Sin is just pushing on the top lane. Taking a look at how the champions are building, this is super aggressive for Lucky Bears. Bloodthirster and Wriggle's Lantern for Lee Sin. Phantom Dancer, Crit Cloak, as well as Wriggle Lanterns for Kog'Maw. And he's just melting people. Lee Sin has been caught out here. He's been caught by the snare, the knock-up as well. Cassiopeia is jumping in there. Now Nocturne's coming to turn the fight. He's going to land the Fear and the Duskbringer. He's got a slow buff on from Cassiopeia, along with the slow from her poison there. Debilitating poison. It's going to be scaring them away. And the split from Lee and Nocturne, it forces Pipe to pick a single target. It forces them to decide where they want to go. And of course, if one champion gets caught out, it doesn't cost the life of any other champions. Lee Sin's going to throw that Resonating Strike. What is his Q? Yeah, Sonic Wave Resonating Strike over the wall. He places a ward down, jumps over it to his Safeguard Iron Will. And now they're going to steal the red buff. While all of the attention was on this bottom lane, Kog'Maw was pushing, on the top lane rather, Kog'Maw was pushing bottom, managing to push the lane up to the tower, not dealing enough, or not dealing any damage to the tower, sadly, but enough to put some pressure down. And the split pushing, it's really great coordination. Huge tower dive on that top lane. They didn't even need their ultimates for that. I lie, Lee Sin did use his Dragon Strike, Dragon's Rage, pick up a kill on Nocturne under the tower, onto Maokai under the tower, and just pushing the lead even further ahead. 16-2 is the total kill score. 32,000 to 82,000 is the gold difference. And the general rule of thumb in League of Legends is a 10% difference, all right? If one team is about 10% behind, then things are about fair. When a team is around 100% behind, then sadly, it's a pretty one-sided affair. And you can tell by the items. Have a look at Vayne. She's only about to finish her Bloodthirster at the 19-minute mark. And Kog'Maw has a Phantom Dancer, Wriggle's Lantern, BF Sword, and a Crit Cloak. Lucky Bears are now deciding to go for the Baron. They've got a lot more damage, as you'll notice by the Baron Nashor health bar being dropped. And I'm moving over to the right-hand side. Lee Sin has taken some huge damage. He's tanking Baron mostly. Idol of Duran from Galio is fantastic. Paranoia follows up, and that's Cassiopeia completely blown up. Vayne gets a stun onto Kog'Maw, but it's not enough to save her life. And while that's going on, the remainder of Team Pipe do vote for a surrender at 20 minutes. Now, what's the first game of Go4LoL number 86, guys? Lucky Bears, the blue team, completely controlling the game from the very first minute. And congratulations must be shown. Have a quick look at the final kill scores, guys. Absolute domination from the team of Lucky Bears. 606 on Kog'Maw, 603 Lee Sin, 405 Galio, and a perfect Janna support, 1012. Out of the kills, Janna involved in a large majority of them, about 20 kills in total. Janna around for 13 of them. Great support play, and really well played there to the team of Lucky Bears. What I'm going to do for the time being, guys, is stick the camera back up. Thank you for joining. My name is Quickshot. I'm going to be here all day long casting the ESL Go4LoL number 86. That was the first round. I'm in touch with about 5 or 6 teams directly. I'm going to find out which game we're going to be casting next, and we'll be back as soon as the next game is ready. For the time being, though, I'm going to put some music on in the background Spread the word, spread the love. You'll see my Facebook page, you'll see my Twitter page. Some likes and some follows would be greatly appreciated. And we'll be back with the next game shortly, guys.